Welcome to Most Worth Coins WC. Hello friends. Welcome to my channel, Most Worth Coins WC, where we explore the fascinating world of old and rare coins from around the world. In every video, we dive deep into the history, value, and interesting facts about some of the most collectible and valuable coins ever minted. If you love coin collecting or simply enjoy learning about history through coins, you're in the right place. Make sure to watch the video till the end. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel for regular updates on valuable coins you might have in your collection. Thanks for your support. Let's get started. The United States of America half-dollar coin dated 1971 is a historically significant piece within American numismatics, representing not only a transition in the nation's coinage materials but also carrying the enduring symbolism of American ideals and leadership. Officially known as the Kennedy half-dollar, this coin features a portrait of President John F. Kennedy, who served as the 35th President of the United States and whose life and presidency were tragically cut short by assassination in November 1963. The coin was introduced as a memorial tribute shortly after his death. First minted in 1964, and it rapidly gained popularity both as a circulating coin and a collector's item. The 1971 issue marks a particularly notable year in the series because it represents the very first Kennedy half-dollar struck without any silver content, making it a pivotal point in U.S. coinage history. Examining the obverse front of the 1971 half-dollar, we find the prominently featured left-facing bust of John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, who was the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time. The portrait is elegantly modeled, capturing Kennedy's youthful energy, distinguished features, and symbolic representation of a nation's hope during the 1960s. Surrounding the upper periphery of the obverse is the inscription, Liberty, with the individual letters evenly spaced, forming a semicircular arc around the top edge of the coin. Beneath Kennedy's chin, and overlapping subtly into the lower portion of the field, is the national motto, "In God We Trust," a long-standing affirmation of American spiritual values and trust in divine providence. The date 1971 is boldly engraved along the bottom rim, directly beneath the neckline truncation of Kennedy's portrait. This date indicates the year of minting and places this coin within a particularly transformative period in American monetary policy and coin production practices. Turning to the reverse backside of the coin, one observes a striking rendition of the presidential seal of the United States, adapted for coinage by Frank Gasparo, the assistant engraver of the mint, who would later become the chief engraver himself. At the center is a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching an olive branch in its right talon symbolizing peace, and a bundle of 13 arrows in its left talon, representing the nation's readiness to defend itself if necessary. The eagle's breast bears a shield with vertical stripes and a horizontal chief, reflecting the United States flag. Above the eagle's head is a cluster of 13 stars arranged in a ring, representing the original 13 colonies of the United States. This celestial imagery conveys national unity and destiny, aligning with similar motifs found in other American emblems and coinage. Encircling the entire upper perimeter of the reverse is the inscription United States of America, while along the bottom edge appears the denomination, half-dollar. Between these inscriptions and the eagle design are 50 small stars, evenly spaced to represent each of the states in the Union as of 1971. The edge of the coin is reeded, a feature consisting of small vertical grooves, both for aesthetic appeal and practical purposes such as discouraging, counterfeiting, or clipping of precious metal from earlier silver coinage, a tradition carried forward into the modern Cooper-nickel coins like this one. One of the most significant characteristics of the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar is its composition. Unlike its predecessors from 1964, which were struck in 90% silver, and those from 1965 to 1970, which contained 40% silver, the 1971 version was minted entirely in a clad composition of copper and nickel. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This change came about due to rising silver prices and the general move by the U.S. Mint to eliminate silver from circulating coins. By 1971, the Kennedy half-dollar became the last of the formerly silver U.S. coins to transition fully to base metals for standard circulation issues. In terms of physical specifications, the 1971 half-dollar has a diameter of 30.61 millimeters, 1.205 inches, making it one of the largest circulating U.S. coins in contemporary times. It possesses a mass of 11.34 grams, 0.40 ounces. The coin's reeded edge contains 150 reeds, contributing both to its distinct tactile feel and its role in deterring counterfeiting and coin alteration. Its relatively large size and weight made it a popular coin for casino slot machines in the United States, as well as a convenient denomination for vending machines, banks, and commercial transactions involving larger sums of coin currency. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar was produced at 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver Mint Mark D, and San Francisco Mint. The Philadelphia and Denver versions were intended for general circulation, while the San Francisco coins were primarily produced as proof versions for collectors. The Philadelphia mint coins lack a mint mark, while the Denver coins bear a small D mint mark located on the obverse side below Kennedy's neckline, above the date. The San Francisco proofs, distinguished by their high quality, mirror-like fields and frosted design elements, carry an S mint mark in the same position. In terms of mintage, the combined output of all 1971 Kennedy half-dollars was substantial, reflecting both the coin's popularity and its continuing role in commerce. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 155 million coins, while the Denver Mint struck approximately 302 million pieces. The San Francisco Mint proof mintage was considerably lower, limited to around 3 million coins, reserved mainly for inclusion in proof sets sold to collectors. As such, while the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar is relatively common in circulation and is easily obtainable in circulated condition, higher-grade uncirculated specimens, especially those from the Philadelphia Mint, are moderately more difficult to acquire due to handling and distribution patterns of the era. From a numismatic perspective, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar holds significance not necessarily for its rarity or intrinsic value, but for its historical context. It marks the final chapter in the transition away from silver circulating coins in the United States and reflects the evolving monetary policies of the 20th century, influenced by factors such as inflation, bullion, market fluctuations, and changes in public coin usage habits. The Kennedy half-dollar itself became less commonly used in daily transactions as the 1970s progressed, largely due to its size and the public's tendency to hoard coins featuring Kennedy's likeness, which was seen as a tribute to the late president's memory. Notably, the 1971 issue also introduced several minor die varieties and striking anomalies of interest to specialists. Some collectors seek out examples of double die obverses or reverses, clipped planchettes, off-center strikes, and other minting errors, which can command premiums on the collector market depending on their severity and clarity. Additionally, coins preserved in high mint state grades Ms. -65 and above, especially with strong strikes, clean surfaces, and original luster, are increasingly sought after by enthusiasts aiming to assemble complete high-quality Kennedy half-dollar collections. In conclusion, the 1971 United States half-dollar is much more than just a circulating coin. It embodies the intertwined narratives of American history, monetary policy evolution, and the enduring legacy of one of the nation's most iconic leaders. Whether held in the hand of a casino patron, saved by a schoolchild, collected by a numismatist, or admired in a proof set, each 1971 half-dollar stands as a small, tangible artifact of the American experience. Its place within the broader tapestry of US coinage remains secure, representing a coin both ordinary in its ubiquity and extraordinary in its symbolism and historical resonance. The United States of America half-dollar coin of 1972 stands as an enduring representation of American history, national sentiment, and numismatic progression during the 20th century. Known formally as the Kennedy half-dollar, this coin features the portrait of President John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, who served from January 1961 until his tragic assassination in November 1963. His death was a shocking national event that led to widespread mourning and an overwhelming desire by the public and government to honor his legacy in a meaningful, lasting way. As a result, the Kennedy half-dollar series was swiftly introduced in early 1964, mere months after his assassination, replacing the Franklin half-dollar that had been in circulation since 1948. The 1972 issue represents the 9th consecutive year of this series, continuing to hold a firm place in both circulation and collectors' portfolios. The obverse front side of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar prominently displays a left-facing bust of President John F. Kennedy, skillfully crafted by Gilroy Roberts, then chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. This depiction captures Kennedy's refined features, his chiseled jawline, expressive hairline, and confident, youthful countenance, symbolizing the nation's hope, optimism, and the spirit of leadership he embodied during his presidency. The legend Liberty stretches in bold, capital letters along the upper periphery of the obverse, arching gracefully over Kennedy's head. The words, "In God We Trust," a long-standing motto of the United States since the 19th century, are inscribed across the lower field, split into two parts, "In God" positioned to the left of Kennedy's neck and "We Trust" to the right. The year of minting, 1972, is centered directly below Kennedy's bust at the bottom of the coin, framed neatly within the coin's reeded edge. The positioning of these inscriptions, coupled with the bust's dignified profile, conveys a sense of both solemn memorial and national pride. Flipping the coin to its reverse backside, one encounters a majestic rendering of the Great Seal of the President of the United States, masterfully adapted for coinage by Frank Gasparo, who was then assistant engraver and later chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. At the heart of the design is a heraldic eagle, its wings spread wide in a bold, protective stance. In its right talon, the eagle clutches an olive branch, a time-honored symbol of peace, while its left talon holds a bundle of 13 arrows, representing the readiness to defend the nation's liberty and sovereignty if necessary. This dual imagery reflects the foundational philosophy of the United States, a desire for peace coupled with preparedness for war. The eagle's breast is adorned with a shield-bearing vertical stripes and a horizontal chief, a motif borrowed from the national flag. Above the eagle's head hovers a glory of rays encircling 13 stars arranged in a circular pattern, representing the original 13 colonies that formed the United States. Encircling this central emblem, the words, United States of America, are inscribed along the upper perimeter of the reverse, while the denomination $50 is boldly engraved along the lower periphery. Between these inscriptions and the eagle design, 50 small stars are meticulously arranged to symbolize the 50 states of the Union. As of 1972, the coin's reeded edge, consisting of 150 small, vertical grooves, not only adds a tactile element for ease of identification, but historically served as an anti-counterfeiting and anti-clipping measure. Dating back to the precious metal coinage era, one of the most defining characteristics of the 1972 Kennedy $50 is its composition. Like the 1971 issue, it is made of a clad composition consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper. This composition was adopted beginning in 1971, following the permanent withdrawal of silver content from circulating Kennedy $50, a decision driven by rising silver prices and the practical need to conserve precious metals for non-circulating purposes. The clad composition gave the coin a distinctive silvery appearance while providing durability, suitable for high-volume circulation. The physical specifications of the 1972 $50 mirror those of its immediate predecessors. It has a diameter of 30.61 millimeters, 1.205 inches, making it one of the largest circulating coins produced by the U.S. Mint in the modern era. The coin carries a mass of 11.34 grams, 0.40 ounces. Its substantial size, weight, and edge give it a unique feel in the hand, contributing to its popularity not only among collectors but also in casino, slot machines, and high-value vending machines during the 20th century. These attributes combine to make the Kennedy $50 both a practical and ceremonial piece of American currency. The 1972 Kennedy $50 was produced at 3 U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver Mint Mark D, and San Francisco Mint Mark S. The Philadelphia and Denver mints struck coins for general circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced high-quality proof specimens intended exclusively for collectors. The mint mark, when present, can be found on the obverse side of the coin, just below Kennedy's neckline, above the year of minting. Coins without a mint mark originate from Philadelphia, while those with a D and an S were produced at the Denver and San Francisco mints, respectively. In terms of mintage quantities, the 1972 Kennedy $50 was produced in vast numbers to meet the demands of circulation and collector interest. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 153 million coins, while the Denver Mint produced more than 141 million coins. The San Francisco Mint's proof production totaled just over 3.26 million pieces, many of which were included in proof sets sold directly to collectors through the U.S. Mint's mail-order programs. These proof coins are easily distinguishable by their deep, mirror-like fields and frosted design elements, making them especially desirable for numismatic enthusiasts assembling high-grade collections. From a numismatic standpoint, the 1972 Kennedy $50 holds considerable interest, not merely for its mintage figures but for its role in the continuing evolution of American coinage during the 20th century. It represents the second full year of clad composition for the series, firmly establishing the Kennedy $50 as a non-silver circulating coin. While millions of these coins were struck for commerce, many were set aside by collectors, especially in uncirculated and proof condition. The widespread habit of hoarding Kennedy $50 in honor of the late president led to relatively fewer coins circulating widely compared to other denominations, contributing to the coin's semi-collectible status, even in everyday transactions. Adding to its intrigue are the varieties and errors known to exist within the 1972 issue. Collectors actively seek out examples featuring double die obverses DDO, double die reverses DDO, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and broad strikes, among others. Some coins exhibit striking anomalies, such as weakly struck details or partial collar errors due to the high-speed minting process. Additionally, preservation and grade play significant roles in determining a coin's value on the secondary market. Coins achieving mint state 65 ms65 or higher are increasingly scarce, as handling during distribution and circulation tends to impart numerous contact marks and abrasions to coins of this size. In conclusion, the 1972 United States $half is much more than a simple piece of circulating currency. It stands as a tangible emblem of American resilience, remembrance, and monetary policy adaptation during a time of economic and social transition. Its design, steeped in national symbolism and historical gravitas, continues to capture the imagination of coin collectors, historians, and citizens alike. Whether encountered in pocket change, carefully preserved in a proof set, or housed within a collector's display, each 1972 Kennedy $half offers a small yet powerful connection to the story of a nation and its enduring ideals.